Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chris, and I'm one of the Shortcuts educators here. I also do conduct at the moment all of our online classroom and webinar sessions. Now, thank you ever so much for joining me. I appreciate a lot of you have probably got your minds on other things, everything going on. One thing to just bear in mind at Shortcuts, we are releasing statements via sort of our social media things, just what we can do to help everybody out sort of moving forward with this coronavirus that sort of hit everyone really quite hard. So hope everyone's staying safe out there, following everything that we need to do. But like I said, please stay tuned on our social media pages where we are sort of discussing little tips and tricks, what we can do to just try and help us all out a little bit more. Okay, so that said, let's move on to our classroom training session for this morning. So hopefully everyone's got their speakers turned up nice and loud so you can hear me. Everything's nice and clear. Just to let you know, your microphone has been muted, that kind of thing, if you are listening in, that sort of thing. Okay. All of my webinars, if you're not familiar, they are all recorded. You will be sent a recording as well within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so there's a couple of things we just need to go through first of all. So a little bit of housekeeping, shall we say. The webinar will last roughly 35 to 45 minutes, depending on sort of how many questions we get. Like I said, my microphone has been turned up nice and loud. However, everyone else is being muted. Okay. So please don't try and talk to me during this webinar as much as I would like to try and talk to everyone back. It's not possible. Okay. You can ask some questions throughout the webinar, and there's also going to be a question and answer session towards the end. Okay. So thank you very much. Now, I know before I've done full on hour and a half stock webinars where I go through all of the stages and all of the processes of how we can use stock. Okay, but we've had a few questions just saying they fall at the first hurdle, they fall at the second hurdle, that kind of thing. And I do appreciate that stock is one of the hardest things to get your head around. There's so many different variables to it. Okay. And unfortunately, because of that, a lot of salons do sort of neglect it, shall we say. Okay. And especially with everything going on in the world at the moment, this is a great way to just really take the reins of that and really take control. So, what we've done is for today, we've kind of deconstructed and dissected the whole stock process. Okay. So, we're going to make it in 4 easy to understand webinars that you can just sort of watch back at your own sort of time. Okay. So the first one, we're just going to go through the first stages. The second one, we're going to go through the second stages and so forth. Now, of course, if you are free all of today and you'd like to jump onto all of them and watch the whole process, you can do. If not, on our YouTube channel, I do also have the full stock process as well. If you just simply go onto our YouTube channel and just search for Shortcut Stock, and there's about an hour and a half webinar where I go through everything. Okay, so the first half of this webinar, we're just going to run through some slides. Okay, now these are just slides you can just refer back to if you want, if you get a little bit stuck when you're doing this yourself. But I will also do a full live demonstration so you can see as well. Okay, so in this session, we will be covering accessing your products, adding new lines, suppliers, and updating your minimum and maximum levels. Okay, your min and max levels. And as we go through the webinars today, you'll see how these come into play. Okay, so a couple of key words. Now, you'll probably see these words quite a lot throughout your shortcut stock journey. Okay, so I'm going to explain what they mean because this is what we're going to concentrate on the first segment of our webinar. Okay, so a supplier, this is a person or organization that provides something needed, such as a product or service. Okay, so your supplier in this case could be Aston and Fincher, Salons Direct, Sally's, that kind of thing. That is a supplier. This is where we purchase our products from. Okay, another word which you'll see throughout your shortcut stock journey: company, a business organization which makes goods. In this case, Kerastars, Redken, L'Oreal, so forth. That is our company. Think of it as like our brand. And then we have our line of products, okay? This is a group of related products, all categorized under a single brand name that is sold by the same company. So in this case, it is Nutritive, okay? So Kerastars have a line of products called Nutritive, okay? So we're going to see these 3 keywords in just a few moments. Okay, so what we're going to now do is we're going to move on to just some of our flashcards, just so you get an idea of what we're going to be working with. And I'm going to briefly talk through what each of these slides mean before we move into our live demo. Okay, so this is a screenshot I've got here of us opening up our stock section. Now on the right-hand side, you can see stock has its own section. where the red arrow is at the top. And then underneath, you click onto the products button. Okay. And this is where all of your products will sit. Okay. So if you need to refer back to it, this is the first slide you can look at. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is tell the system our supplier. This is where we purchase our products from. Now, the reason we do this is later on when we do our auto-generated ordering, we need to tell the system where we purchase our products from, okay, in order to purchase them. So you will see in the bottom right-hand corner, we have a little drop-down menu, and we're going to look for supplier. Okay, now again, I'm going to show you in a live demo in just a few moments. We're also then going to add a new supplier. So you can see down here, we're just going to click onto the new button, and then we can type in here our new supplier. So you will see my new supplier is called Salons Direct. So I've searched for the supplier, I've clicked the new button, and I've typed in the name of my supplier, Salons Direct. Once you've done that, you can then edit the details of your supplier. Okay. Now, a really good way to do this is if you want to email your order across to your rep. Okay. So rather than calling them up, if you'd rather just it be automatically emailed across to them. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute how you do this, but it's under the details section. And we can see the details button just down here. And then in the email box, just to the right-hand side, again, where my little arrow is, this is where you're going to put that rep's email in, okay? And you can see here, it says email stock orders in PDF, or you can do it in CSV if you want. But again, I'm going to show you all of this in a live demo. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our company, okay? So we've told the system our supplier, we're now going to add in our company, okay? So we would type in our company name at the top, and then underneath, you can add in your supplier. So this is where you would link it to your Salons Direct. Once we've got our supplier, once we've got our company, we can then add in our line of products. So Kerastars was our company. Nutritive is going to be our line of products. So we're going to click onto the new button and we're going to type in the name of our line, i.e. Nutritive. And then once we've got the line of our products, again, we're going to click the new button. And then we can type in the name of our specific product. Okay, so Bain Satin 1 shampoo. We can add in our buy price, our sell price, our current. We can type in our current levels if we want, but if you stay tuned for my webinar later, I'll show you how to do a quick and easy stock take to ensure your shortcuts current levels are totally accurate. Now we can then add in our maximum and our minimum levels, okay? Now our maximum levels are the number of products we aim to have on our shelf after we've received an order, okay? So i.e. the maximum amount of products. The minimum level, this number just here, the minimum level is what we wish our current stock level to fall below so that an order can be generated in the background to place it back up to our maximum. So these three columns here, these all work in unison with each other, okay? In a live demo in just a few moments, I'm going to show you exactly how to do all of this. So these are just some flashcards just for you to refer back to nice and quickly, but I'm going to show you a live demo in loads of detail in just a few seconds. Okay, so we're going to jump to our live demo, but just before we do that, just to let you know, you can contact us at education@shortcuts.co.uk, or you can give us a call on 0161 972 4900. Now, if I could just please point out, ladies and gents, unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, it has meant we have had to take the extra steps to ensure our staff members are safe. So they have been sort of working from home. Now, please just bear with them over the next couple of days, just while we get everything sorted out, just to ensure we can still offer that level of service that you're all used to. Okay, so thank you ever so much for watching. Have a great day, be safe, and let's move into our live demonstration. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our shortcuts system. Okay, so we're going to open up our shortcuts fusion system. And on the right-hand side, we're going to click onto our stock button just here. And you can see it's highlighted in yellow, okay? So we're going to click onto stock on our navigation bar. And then underneath, we're going to click onto products, okay? And I'm just going to circle that now. So we're going to click onto products. And like I said at the beginning, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our supplier. We're going to tell the system where we purchase our products from, okay? This is where we purchase the products from. So in the bottom right-hand corner, as the slide, we're going to click onto the drop-down arrow and we're going to click onto supplier. Okay, so you can see I've already got a supplier in, but I'm going to add a brand new supplier in. So I'm going to click onto the new button, and you can see it now says new supplier. So I'm going to type in the name of my supplier. Okay, this could be Salons Direct, Sally's, Aston and Fincher, that kind of thing, wherever you purchase your products from. Okay, now, like I also said at the beginning, if you wanted to get your orders emailed across, you need to add in your supplier's email address. So you can see there's my supplier there. And right down the bottom of the screen, we have a details button. And then in this email box just here, I'm going to pop in the name of my supplier. Okay, so there's my supplier's email address. That is my rep's email address. And I'm going to say that this email will be sent across in a PDF format. Okay, so what we've now done, we've added in a brand new supplier and we've added in our rep details and our rep email address. So that's the first step done. We have added in our supplier. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to add in our brand, our company, our line, and our products. So in the bottom right-hand corner where it says supplier, we're just going to toggle back to company and line. Now, remember at the beginning of the webinar, I put the keywords on there for supplier and company and line. Okay, so this is where we are now going to add in our company and our line. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click the new button just like before. Okay, and we're going to type in the name of our company. I'm going to call it Kerastars. Underneath, we need to link our supplier to our company name. So we need to tell the system now where we purchase our Kerastars products from. So underneath, you can see where it says default supplier. If we click the drop down arrow, we can now choose our two suppliers. And you will see there's my Salons Direct I added in just a few moments ago. Now you can also add your rep details in here as well. You can also link it to a category. So you can say whether this is a default category of backwash, miscellaneous shampoo, or so forth. At this stage, I usually just keep it as none because under Kerastars, you're probably going to have loads of different products. Okay. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can make a product or a company inactive by taking the tick out of the active box. And you can say whether these products are going to be predominantly retail. When we're happy, we just simply click the done button. So there you will see we have now added in our company. So now what we need to do is add in our line of products that fall within that company. So what we're going to do is we're going to click onto the word Kerastars because that is our company. And underneath, we're going to click the new button to add a new line of products. Okay, so there's my line of products. So step one was to add the company. Step two was to add the line. Step three is to add the literal specific products that fall within that line. So now what we do is we click onto the line of products. And again, we're going to click the new button. And now we can type in our specific product. Now as a handy, pop an extra O on there. As a handy tip, ladies and gents, I would always recommend you pop the sizing in there because you may have a 500 ml, a litre size of this particular product as well. On the right-hand side, we have our buy price. Now, it is imperative we do pop those buy prices in there. These can be grabbed from previous invoices, or if you speak to your rep, they will be more than happy to give you your buy price. This is the price you purchase this product at from your supplier. The reason it's imperative we have that, as you will see moving forward with my webinars, when we do our ordering, we do require the buy price so we can see exactly how much the total order is going to cost. It is also very handy when we do our very final webinar this afternoon. When we go through our reporting, we can see the value of our products and how much all of our products are worth and how much we purchase them from our supplier at. The next column we have is our sell column. This is what we retail them at, okay? This is what we sell to our consumers at. Okay, next to it, you can see the buy and sell tax. So By default, it is always VAT on product purchases and VAT on product sales. Okay, so it'll be up to you to follow your guidelines, whether you are VAT registered and so forth, to change that. Average cost will be worked out for you. Next, we have our current column. The current column is how many of these particular products we have in stock right now. Now, by default, it will always be set to 0 because, of course, it's a brand new product, so you might not have any in. Now, of course, you could manually go in and change this if you wanted to, but if you stay tuned for my webinar in just a few moments, I'm going to be showing you how to do a successful stock take to ensure that this current stock level is totally accurate. We then have another column and it says maximum level, and we can expand that by clicking onto that there. Okay, now our maximum level is the number of products we aim to have on our shelf as soon as we receive an order. So basically the maximum amount of products we wish to have in stock at any one time. Okay, now sometimes people keep this at around the 6 mark because most of the products, shampoos and conditioners are received in packs of 6. Our next column is our minimum level, okay? The minimum level is the minimum number of products we wish to have on our shelf at any one time. And if you are using our auto-generated ordering system, it is the number that you wish your current level to drop below so an order can be created in the background to bring it back up to 6, okay? So let's say that your current level was 1. It is dropped below our minimum level. So in the background, an order will be created ready for you to bring it back up to 6. Okay, so there will be an order of 5. Okay, so that is the deficit between 6 and 1, 5. Okay, so it would bring it back up to 6. So do play around with these two numbers. Make sure that these are sort of correct for you. You can, of course, change them at any point. So if you're finding that you're running low of a product, that kind of thing, maybe just increase the maximum, maybe just increase the minimum. Now, as a handy tip, just to let you know, if you set your minimum level to 1, you will have to totally sell out of your current level, okay? So you'll have to be completely out of stock because if you think the number below 1 is a 0, okay? So you'll have to be totally out of stock. So if you always like to keep 1 on your shelves, I would keep this as a minimum of 2, okay? This is the most common way of doing it, 6 and 2, because then that means your current level will drop to 1 and it will bring it back up to 6. So there will be an order set up in the background for 5. You then have a column called a warning level. This will appear at your point of sale screen. This will flag up to let you know you're getting quite low on your products. To the right-hand side, we also have a primary barcode. Now, for those of you that are using a barcode scanner, you can simply scan the barcode and it will scan directly into here. If not, you can just simply manually type those numbers in. Okay. To the right-hand side, you have an active box. Okay. So what we tend to do is, if you can imagine, once you've had a product in stock and you've been selling it and you've used it for promotions and it's gone through on your reports, we then can't delete it because it appears on your previous reports. So if you don't wish to sell this product anymore, you essentially don't stock it. We don't delete it. We simply take the tick out of the active box. That will allow it to still be sat in the background in case you ever need it at a later date. Okay. And that is how we can add our suppliers, our company, our line, and our particular product. Okay. Now you can do the same for your professional products as well as that what you've done for your retail products. Okay. And I'll show you a handy tip for a way to be able to differentiate between your retail and your professional. Okay. Now, by default, retail products can be sold to the general public as well as used professionally. However, professional products typically do not have a retail price because they're not sold to the public. Okay, so they're usually only deemed available for professional use. Okay, now in shortcuts, a good way to determine a professional product is, like I said, it doesn't have a sale price, but it usually appears in italics. So I think I've got a couple of examples I can just show you here. There we go. So you can see it appears in italics and doesn't have a buy price. Now, if you want another way to be able to differentiate between retail and professional, at the top, if we right click where it says active, and if we go down to our properties, we can add an extra column in to say whether they are going to be retail or professional. Okay, and you'll now see we've got an extra column on the right-hand side. So that's a very handy way to see whether it's a retail or a professional product. Again, just in case you're not quite sure. Okay, so that is adding in our supplier, that is adding in our company, our line, and our specific product, as well as our minimum and maximum levels and our current levels. Okay, now down the bottom, you will also see we have some buttons. In the bottom left-hand corner, it will say Show Me. So if we pop a tick in the inactive box, it will show us any inactive products, lines, or companies. Okay, now it's just a few moments ago when I said if we take the tick out of the active box. Underneath, you will also see we have a little toggle menu where it says all. This at the moment is currently showing us retail and professional. If we change it to purely retail, you will now see we only have our retail products and our retail lines. And again, if you've added in the extra column, just like I showed you just a few moments ago, you can double check that there. You can delete a product that hasn't been used, sold, or used as a promotion, and you can also check the details of each individual product. If you wish to, if you are using promotions, you can also add a promotion for this particular product. Okay, so maybe buy 3, get 1 free, that kind of thing, whichever it is. Okay, ooh, let me just move that. And to simply navigate away from your stock section, in the bottom right hand corner, we're going to click the Done button. Perfect. And there we have it, ladies and gents. That is the first aspect of getting our stock sorted. So moving forward from here, the first things I would do is add in your supplier. Again, this tells the system where you purchase those products from. So it knows where you're going to be getting your products from. The next thing would be to add in your company, your line, your specific products, and then follow the steps from there. So we're going to add the buy price in. We're going to add the sell price in. If you wish to, you can add the current levels in. But again, in just a few moments on our next webinar, I'm going to show you how to do a successful stock take and also add those minimum and maximum levels in ready for when we do our ordering. Okay, so there we have it. We finished a little bit earlier than we thought there. That's the first time we've ever done sort of a deconstructed one, so I wanted to ensure we had as much time as possible. Thank you ever so much for joining me. If you do have any questions regarding that or anything moving forward, please feel free to drop those messages across to me now. Okay, so no questions as of yet. That's absolutely fine. Hopefully, it just means we've managed to get everything nice and clear ready for this morning. Um, if you do have any questions that you think of later on, and if you do jump on my next webinar, please just let me know. That's no problem whatsoever. Like I said, that is just the first steps of just getting you sort of started with stock, making sure those products are on there. Our next webinar, which I think is in about half an hour to an hour, we're then going to be going through our stock take. So once we've done the first steps of this first webinar, we can then move on to doing a stock take to ensure those current levels are totally correct. Moving on from there, we will move on to our automated ordering system, okay, which once we've got the minimum and maximum levels in, then we've done our stock take, we can use all of that information to generate an order. Okay, thank you ever so much for joining me this morning, ladies and gents. Hopefully speak to you all again soon. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye for now.